Aloha! I was on vacation last week and it got me thinking, how would you feng shui on an island? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony Lau, your neighborhood feng shui guy. In this video, I'll go through exactly how you would feng shui on an island from small to big. So how will you go about doing that? We know from my previous video that water equals wealth in feng shui. Since an island is surrounded by water, does that mean not exactly? Wealth has good and bad. Good wealth earns you money, while bad wealth loses your money. I think everyone wants to avoid the latter unless you're like my brother's ex-wife who only cares about spending. Oops, I think I said too much. So let's do the smallest example. Imagine a house sitting on an island surrounded by water, like this one, or maybe like something like this, or mansion. Now let's go back to the water theory. Surrounded by water means like surrounded by wealth, right? Yes and no. You are surrounded by water, and water does translate to wealth in feng shui. But are you the type of person that's benefiting from the water element? So let's do a birthday check. If you're born between March 5th to August 7th, then you're born in the spring and summer season. That means yes, you are the winner. That's only half the year though. So there's 50% chance that you're not. So I just celebrate my birthday. So you know I was born in June. Water is good for me, but not so much for the 50% population out there. So how would you go about feng shuiing a house like this? It's the same way you do with any houses. First you check the surrounding, which is water. Depending on the quality of the water, we can have a rough guess of the wealth level, like bad water, bad wealth, good water, good wealth. We also need a floor plan of this house. So for an island like this, there will always be an issue of wealth losses. Like water can bring wealth, but it can also wash them away just as easy. So we want to identify those spots and plug them. With plants, rocks, barrier wall can work to an extent depending on how big the house is. Like a small bush wall wouldn't do anything for this house. You need like at least like an 8-foot tall wall for a house of this size. Now you're building a house from scratch. You can easily angle the house to a perfect feng shui direction. Currently, they're in the southeast and the northwest. These are the two directions that will score you 120 points out of 100 right from the start, regardless of your layout. I mean, like bad layout might subtract a couple points, but you're still in the like very high score range. Now your home is already built. Just try to salvage it with other feng shui methods we discussed on this channel. Also, feel free to comment down below if you have a particular question. Now let's move on to a more realistic example where like a bigger island where I have a lot of people living on there. Let's use Hawaii for example, since I just came back from there. Now the main island Oahu is the prime example of explaining how the flow of the landlocked work in the relationship of water. Now besides witnessing the growth of the island from personal visit over the last 20 years, I noticed the area of growth matches exactly to the landlocked trend. Let's draw out the grid. Okay, so we always use flying star chart with 5 in the center to measure the landlocked. It's a little different than how we measure home. Currently, we're in the 8th cycle from 2004 to 2023. For anyone living in Hawaii or visited there recently over the last 2 decades, will know that most of the growth in the island happened in these areas. And they all have like southwest water, so A is right in the southwest corner. So we know southwest facing water would bring wealth to any land that sit on southwest water. I mean, for those that visited the island would know the history of this other tip of the island. They literally like turned this place from nothing into a resort by shipping in beach sand, make like man-made beaches and build big resort out there. Disney has a big resort there. Marriott has another one. I think they started right around like 2004 and then became super popular over the years. And speak of like the town Honolulu, I remember like 10 years ago I visited them. they were literally have like street vendors in the midtown haggling over prices about 10 years ago. But when I visited them this year, those same area literally turned into shopping mall with like high-end brands like LV's, Gucci's, you name it, they're there. And going back even further, we can see a 7 in the east area, which means like there was significant growth in like this part of the island. Probably like happened between 1984 to 2003. Majority of the growth happened in this period. I mean, I don't know the history that far, and I bet most of these tourism areas weren't even built before 1984. All right, enough history lesson. What happened next? That's what we want to know, right? Accurately predicting the future, so we can all get rich together using Feng Shui, right? So we all know the next cycle, ninth cycle, from 2024 to 2043. Where's the 9 on the flying star chart? It's at the top. So the interesting part about the north part of this island is that it's still being developed right now. Most of the hotels, as you call them, are mostly Airbnb. There are only like a handful of resorts that are locally built. There aren't any major brand resort type you would see in the south part of the island where they have southwest facing water. And I'll bet you money that the next boom on this island will happen in these areas with north facing water over the next 20-year cycle from 2024 to 2043. Now the change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. So not like a boom will happen overnight from 2023 to 2024. Gradually, I expect the boom to transition over inland from here to like this middle area. In Feng Shui, we call this the vein of the dragon, how luck flow within the land. So after like it go through this middle area, go to here. That's the destination, and then it will spread to here along this coast. How long will this process take? It could take years, over like 20 years. Might not expect to see like this final area to grow. Maybe like toward the end of the 2043 cycle. So it could take like 20 years. So what we can count on over the next few years, we should expect some sort of development happening toward up north in this island. It could be like logistics, transportation. Those things definitely need to be improved before like it can support like a big development to happen. The things you keep an eye on is like government projects. Like those actually give you more idea, a keen insight to like how the development would work on a city, on an area. Now, speaking on investment, if you own real estate or plan to buy real estate in these like North Shore area or even the center of the island, congratulations, you're gonna be rich. I mean, at the very least by 2043. And there you have it. This is how you would feng shui if you live on an island, big or small. There's always a way to do it. If you seek professional help, my service is always available, physically here in Utah or virtually anywhere with the internet. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I can't believe you're leaving that money on the table. Come on, hit that like button before you go today. I mean, what do you got to lose? While you're at it, might as well subscribe too. Check out these videos. Personally pick them out for you. Stay healthy. I'll see you next time.